Well, greetings. All right, this is going to be uploaded on the Monday on the 16th. This is a pre-recorded. I got to work late tomorrow, so I'll just upload Patreon and I'm going to upload it to YouTube. I'm going to premiere it on YouTube, so Patreon gets it first. So, this is hopefully I'll have to make another one of these, but we'll see. So I'm gonna call this Illuminati Princess, and I might add the title: the how wealthy parents destroy their children, something like that. I think that's right. But let me recheck that. Yeah, wealthy ones. Of course, you're gonna also talk about poor ones, but I'm gonna talk about the wealthy ones though. So, but the word of this all. I feel like I'm being guided to talk about this. Not exactly the best subject matter. This is not going to be for everybody, but there is a war in the home, and this is kind of addressing that. Now we have a holiday coming up called Christmas. That's more like a mind control holiday, just like any other holiday. Basically, the slaves get a day off, get themselves a nice turkey, and connect with family. More power to you on that one. So some of us, like myself, avoid it. I mean, I hate to say it, but I avoid it like a hurricane. it's like it's coming. You prepare for it. You hunker down and you hope for the best. So I don't think I'm hiding from anything. I've been told that, but I'm not hiding from a holiday. Or I don't like the holiday. I don't like any of these holidays. I think they're all kind of ridiculous, superficial. If you make it your own, if you have, yeah, if you don't, I mean, I think it's best you don't follow. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but the less you follow tradition, the better, and just do what you want to do. And that's when you remove the mind control. Yeah, you have a day off and do whatever the hell you want. Go to the beach, whatever you want. Do whatever you want. If you want to get a turkey and do all that Christmas stuff, go right ahead. But at least you know where the mind control is coming from, because it's massive, obviously. So, speaking of mind control, going to the Illuminati Princess energies. I'm going to use Persona as an example. Basically, like a template of another template of mind control. Basically, having a certain look, like the Barbie look, and then just using that for whatever means necessary. Of course, we've been taught as a child that that's attractive and all that. And it's all just materialism involved with it, princess energies. It's just all manipulation. And I mean, I'm manipulating when I go against a manipulator. I'm being called a manipulator, for obvious reasons. Because I'm not being the yes man. I go against that, and then of course, I'm the bad guy, which is fine. Now, hopefully, the watchers are watching this because it's. I've been told there's watchers watching me, so I hope they're watching it. So yeah, because I dealt with Illuminati Princess, basically, maybe a cheaper version of it, but either way, or a lower class one, but still one that is on a suicidal direction, basically on crash and burn, self-destruction, but is connected to over excessive drugs, illegal drugs, subscription drugs, and alcoholism all in one, about to blow up. And this Illuminati Princess energy is all around it, or goddess energy, if you want to call it that. It's called misdirection. It's basically, it's like, and the elite know this. It's like they don't care. Give you this template. They don't care if you destroy yourself. They'll just get another one. And seeing this and experiencing it. So how many, you got strippers, this one's like borderline that too. Borderline strippers, hookers, they all kind of follow that princess mentality of this look and this magnetism, this manipulation. And it might be all fun and connected to the jinn, And it might all be fun at first, but it becomes overwhelming, and some destroy themselves, or Paris seems to be doing all right. I don't know if she has a cocaine thing going on or what that's keeping her going. Who knows? I don't want to know. Just put it that way. But it's part of our manipulated reality, right? And and that was the other thing that pisses me off is you connect to one of these princesses and they act like, aren't you just so lucky you can talk to me? I'm just so wonderful and all that. It's like, give me a fucking break. It's like, aren't you just so privileged to be around me? I'm just the best thing that ever happened to you. Yeah, right. So yeah, it's the ego, and some don't want to let go of them. When one of these princesses went to let go of the manipulation you're using against men, and of course the ego does not like that, but the ego gets calm, not worried about numbers and all that, and just becomes a normal person. Because that princess stuff is all manipulation, that they're being manipulated, and God forbid they become a normal person. It's like we're all equal, but they don't think that. I'm not using Paris as an example. I mean, like, I don't know what's in her mind. I don't want to know. I think she's on some kind of DJ thing, which is absolutely hilarious. I mean, it's like a comedy life. I mean, she's a DJ, she's singing, whatever, sex music, and it's just freaking hilarious. It's more like a comedy. You look at that. But anyway, this princess energies are it gets yeah, it gets kind of psychotic, especially when it comes down to the parents or the father figure, for that matter. So you have this princess slash goddess, Illuminati princess, that has, you know, I know this is not going to be for everybody, but yeah, this is if you're not into like really gross shit, you might want to leave now. If anybody's watching this at all. But yeah, if you want it, it's called incest. I think it's called incest, isn't it? Well, it's linked to it. So if you have a father, like, okay, you're in a wealthy family, you got a father that is kind of wishy-washy, kind of like puts on the charm. Hey, everybody, has the mask, wears the mask, takes it off, and he's a piece of shit. I have to say all of them are like that, but there are ones that are like that. Of course, it goes to the poorer class too, but we're dealing with them either way. You can put this wherever you want it. Either way, let's just look at the wealthy class for that matter, because this is, I think, where prominently lives. It's freaking disgusting. So if you have a wealthy father and you have a wealthy mother, and they're all kind of living in their wild wetland, and you have a daughter, and it's like the daughter and the depending if he's like a pedophile or like a borderline, it doesn't matter. It's still gross. Borderline or there. And some of them get like a kind of like a messed up relationship between the daughter and the father. That's not normal. More like a relationship energy, which is kind of psychotic when you think about it, but am I a judge? So where I'm getting from this from, I'm not to say all wealthy fathers are like this. I believe it is very common with wealthy fathers. Of course, you can use the mother against the son and all that. Just have fun with that. But the father, I believe this is somewhat common to those that are psychotic, having like a kind of like a sexualized fantasy relationship with the daughter. Obviously, it's not something to go on speaking. I hope the watchers are watching this son of a bitch. That's for damn sure. It's like in your face. Because it kind of goes back to the subject matter I talked about before about a narcissist. So kind of goes back to that. So when you have like that kind of a sick relationship, which somebody like myself and others that are kind of intuitively connected and see stuff like that, this is all. I mean, I can almost put mentorship on this title too. I mean, I'm not. This is not stuff I like talking about, but it's stuff that's real. I've seen it. I haven't seen it physically, but I've had experience. I'm not a person. I don't have any kids or anything, but connected to a recent individual that has a messed up. That sounds messed up. I haven't mentioned any of this because that's very coward energy, so I can't talk to that person, which is fine. So I'm here telling the world instead. Somebody's gonna know about it. It's fucked up. So if you're a Illuminati princess / goddess, and you got this messed up relationship with your dad, it's fucked up. And people like me, they can pick up on it. It's not something to go around talking about to everybody either. It's not something you just have a conversation. Oh, by the way, it's gross. But I imagine there's a lot of females out there that say, "Yeah, my dad is fucked up," and it's like, I don't want that shit. Or the other females are like, "Yeah, I'm all for it." It's like that's so messed up. But there's one thing that's a dad that's like actually a dad, and there's another dad that's actually a freaking lover or something. At least an astral, maybe not in the physical, but astrally, it's pretty twisted. But that's what I've seen recently. And it's not something I want to go around plastering all over the place. I don't feel comfortable about even bringing this up. But when, like I said, if you see, you can, I mean, I think, who knows? You can take the different classes. I'm going for the wealthy, but you can go for the middle class, poor class, whatever. But definitely the wealthy is where it's most likely easier to hide because you can just throw money at it. So if like a father that's kind of questionable, uh, having some messed up relationship with his daughter, maybe it's not like a romance, but it's like borderline, and he throws money at her to kind of make up for some of the stuff he acted on, and just keeps throwing. I mean, like buying her shit that's similar to something he would buy himself, or cosmetic surgeries that look a little bit suspicious. I mean, there's one thing about getting cosmetic surgery for a kid and being all right. It's some things are a gift from the parents, whatever it might be. But then there's other things like it's fucking gross. It's like, and you find out that their rich dad is kind of a borderline pedophile or just a straight pedophile. Yeah, it's gross. And then that karma comes through daddy, but daughter is so in love with daddy because daddy can do no wrong because he got some messed up relationship. His karma does come and it hits hard. And of course, when you have a daughter that's been bought and paid for, basically, it has no moral energy and it's already on a suicidal direction anyway, depending on the situation. It's it's gross. It's trouble in paradise, you can say. It's just that there's, you see these wealthy people, and it's like, just because this stuff isn't mainstream doesn't mean it's not going on. So yeah, people envy the wealthy. We might want to envy somebody else. It's like because there's a lot of energies there that are just, and it stays hidden but can only hide so long. Harvey Weinstein's breaking out into the mainstream. Anything's possible. So going to 2020. 2020 might not be able to hide this shit anymore. I don't know how it's going to go, but that'd be nice. That'd be not pleasant to hear any of it, but all this backseated, this darkness within the family, you're going to have, I mean, you have a father like that, and you're going to go to freaking Christmas with it. It's like, how does that work exactly? Pedophile, hi, pedo dad, how's it going? How's being in the closet with all that? How's golf these days? Jeez, fucking creepy as shit. And yeah, it shows up somewhere, usually health, mentality. Sometimes by being called out, it brings it out. It all depends on karma is a weird one. Now, my recent situation, I don't know all the details, but I know I'm around a scummy person as it is. I see that kind of messed up relationship. I already see it astrally. It's freaking psychotic. Um, so you got a scummy person that's pretty person who is going to turn to an ugly person, and or rehab person, hopefully one day. All this wealth stuff isn't what it's cracked up to be because they go outside themselves. They don't know who the hell they are because they've been raised that way with just buying shit, keeping you away from yourself as much as possible. Now, I'm not saying all families are like this, but quite a few of them are. Good old America. Yeah. So it's just it's an area within the family coming into holiday season. What a great subject matter to go into. It's like hidden in America, or hidden around the world, but mostly in America, because America's all twisted and fucked up. Well, America can only hide so much of its shit. It can only buy so much hiding itself. And the family unit here is so twisted. Other countries is twisted too, but here I believe it's the worst. We have all these like Lockheed Martin. We have all these aerospace companies here messing with us. All these stories about UFO being hidden and everything. It's like, we hear all these rumors. It does not mean they're not true. And you see how messed up the family is here and how they're poisoning us with our food. They screw up the family for a very good reason so they can mind control it. Doing an excellent job. So they have a template of this princess thing, and of course they have the Ken and Barbie. They're both kind of templates, a bunch of BS basically. So I don't know how this is all going to start breaking it free. How we're going to free ourselves from all this. It's like a mental prison for all of us. We have to because Hollywood keeps throwing it down our throat, telling us what beauty is and all that. But what does Hollywood know about anything? I mean, it's obviously another mind control center, along with religion and pretty much everything. So it's just that there's stuff hidden here that's right in our face. You have somebody like me mentioning this stuff and others that's not very. I mean, you think I want to talk about this shit? Far from it. But you say it now, you put it out in the universe, let the universe do what it wants to do with it. And if I'm seen as a bad guy, so be it. I already got that title anyway, and I'm not even fucking get a title for fucking just So either way, I'm not going into details on that. Ridiculous. So that's what I mean. The Illuminati princess can only run. I mean, at least the one that's. I mean, drinking's. I mean, obviously people are going to drink a little bit. That's one. If you have control over it, that's different. You have no control. Like you have to drink, or you're gonna get shakes. You're gonna get messed up. You got to do prescription drugs because you feel like you need it, even if you don't need it. And with illegal drugs, you just do it because you feel like you need it, and you abuse the hell out of that shit. There's only so long the body's going to handle that, and it's goodbye brain, goodbye looks, goodbye a lot of stuff. If I think I mentioned this before. If you end up dead, all that's suicide. First off, you're doing all that in excess. It's all suicide. It's suicide energies are written all over it. You might put on this face of all happiness, put on 3 or 4 masks, should put on all this makeup, whatever it is, and look as pretty and fake as you can. Usually, the more outgoing they are, the more they're hiding. This is the message to the watchers. But some of us see right through it. Not that I'm saying I'm better or anything. Not to say they're better than me, because that's kind of the energy I'm getting from this goddess nonsense. It's basically, when you do that stuff, it's basically just somebody trying to commit suicide, basically right in front of you. Of course, there's cigarettes and all that. If you do stuff in moderation, like some people smoke weed every day, that's probably, like I said, if you got control over it, if you smoke like a whole shitload of it, You're fucking yourself up every day. That's another story. Yeah, if you OD on anything, you can do that on food too. Anything with massive anything is pretty much, you're trying to overclock the body basically. It only handles so much. And when you're doing toxins in your body, like drugs and alcohol and everything, to a high amount, I guess I'm gonna go back to that again. Yeah, when you have more control over what you're doing, you might be slightly addicted to it, but like drinking, well, I drink once a day usually. But if you have like a pretty good control over it, it's like one or a little bit or taste or whatever, you keep it kind of calm, you'll be all right. But if you're not all right, you're bringing all kinds of shit in. And if you're doing all this stuff all the time, who knows what kind of entities are coming through you, telling you one thing to really kind of take over your soul, basically. And you see me as the villain. It's telling me that the person's pretty much gone almost. If they think I'm the villain, think again. I'm sober as they can get. It's like I don't drink water and water. I'm trying to eat less food. I just say not much to begin with, but here now I'm trying to go slightly more vegan. That's going to be interesting. I got a while for that. Yeah, I got a while for that. But either way, it's like non-vegan for lunch, vegan for dinner, or something like that. So it's at least some kind of progress. Well, sort of like that anyway. Either way, yeah, we're going into a new energy. And this type of stuff, as we tap into the other realms, this stuff can't hide anymore. All this goddess stuff, twisted connections with your freaking dad or parents or whatever the hell it is, like some kind of incest shit going on there. It's fucked up. So fucked up. It's like, not judging. No judging. But when you see it astrally, when they have the daughter has a relationship with the dad, it was like a lover relationship in astral. Yeah, that's yeah. And the daughters just kind of cover it up. Like somebody like me can tap into that stuff, and others where, yeah, that's nice and warm and comfy, isn't it? I mean, I'm already disliked anyway by this type of crowd, and that's fine. There's not much there to be wanted by, but it's, it can only, how long can that world last where it's going to start to derail itself? It's like basically the stereotype rich world can only hide its dirty laundry, its darkness. I mean, this is 2020, right? We're here to see into the lines of all. And I tell you, it's not fun to look into it, but it's fascinating, but also horrifying in the same man. It's like the alien being is like, do you want to see all the shit that we see? Yeah, might as well. We're gonna have to see it eventually. I mean, we're already seeing some stuff here, but we're not seeing all of it. But that's kind of how we heal it, when we see things you're not comfortable with. But how else are you going to go forward? How else are you going to go to the fourth dimension if you keep hiding stuff? So if you're a person that hides this type of a relationship, that's what I mean. It's like if you have this like messed up incest relationship with your parent, like a dad, and you're the daughter, and astrally you guys are having the best love life ever, which is fine and dandy. But in this life, you see why the daughter is acting all psychotic all the time. And dad can never do anything wrong. It's like some kind of messed up, twisted relationship. It's like dad's not talking to daughter anymore. So it's like having a boyfriend not talk to the girlfriend anymore. That's fucking messed up, dude. So yeah. Like that, I think it was a movie, Chinatown. If I remember right, that movie was about, I'm gonna spoil the end, but had to do with the dad having a kid with a daughter. Yeah. That was the cliffhanger right there. That's fucking messed up. I think the baby died or something. Maybe no, I think the baby lived. Can't remember. It was messed up though. Back when they used to make movies. So either way, yeah. So I don't have any solution to any of this, but I tell you that template, that world. I wonder why I'm getting put in situations where I'm, and it's like, why am I in this crappy situation? Well, to see the bullshit that's going on. Like I said, you know, these people can only hide so far, so long, and they're scared. It's like I'm being shown, like told, I'm like the bad guy. I'm this, I'm that, I'm manipulating. It's like remove all that nonsense. I can see a manipulative person doesn't want to stop any manipulation. First off, and there's some dark shit going on. Doesn't want to be healed. That's for damn sure. And it's just like see the soul kind of losing strength. You can call me the villain. Yeah, I mean, call it the villain basically for seeing this shit. And I haven't mentioned this stuff to this person. I don't want to do that. Well, I got this. So I just tell everybody instead. I'm not mentioning it like in a personal level, but or person, private information. But either way, it's messed up. And it's yeah, I'm wondering why I'm in such certain situations. I'm seeing it as this and that, yada yada yada. But then I guess you get the golden prize of the knowledge that you get from it. That the narcissism reality is going to start eventually breaking down. Not nationally yet, but eventually. So I'm putting this out there. So the wave is, who knows? Some people that are dealing with narcissistic people might see a narcissist person a whole nother level. Like, girl might have a boyfriend that's a narcissist, and she sees, her guy and the mother has some kind of messed up relationship there, or whatever. I mean, his loving relationship is one thing, but then it gets into like weird territory, which I believe is still pretty rare, except when it comes to the super wealthy. That some are normal, some are not, because they can get away with it. The wealthy can get away with quite a bit, but only so much. I did John Bonet stuff has a lot of questions around it. That was the Illuminati connected, that's for sure. So you have like these families that are lower income but wealthy that have these Illuminati type of programmings in them, where the dad has a hots for the daughter and becomes this messed up relationship and just pays his way to cover up all the psychotic shit he did. Eventually grows out of want to screw his daughter basically, and the daughter wants to screw the dad too. It's just more fucked up. It's like this is not exactly the best situation I want to talk about, but it's like I'm laying it out there to maybe like whistleblow on some of that stuff. Hopefully it'll get to the right people who are in situations like that where it's fucked up. So YouTube's been screwing my channel over left and right. I don't really care, but this is some messed up shit that exactly, like wealthy people on YouTube and all that. Who knows? Who the hell knows? It looks all. They put the family puts the masks on. You don't know, but energy-wise, see something's going on. That's not right. So either way, maybe I'm way off. Doesn't matter. No, this stuff does exist. Like I don't have proof of my situation, but I tell you, energy-wise, it ain't looking good. I don't have any proof of any of it. I don't know, but it ain't looking good. Let's put it that way. So you see there the passions and the depression over daddy. It's like, what kind of messed up relationship do you people have? It's like, yeah. So you spoil the kid too much, the kid gets kind of messed up. And once again, aren't you lucky you can talk to this person, the princess slash goddess? Aren't you just lucky? You're just the luckiest guy in the world. It's like, whatever. Dude, people are so twisted. So yeah, once you get their head, and they surround themselves with scumbags, yes men. Yeah, they surround themselves with yes men. Just the whole thing is just twisted. Yeah, you got your yes men around you. and it's not. It just well, either way, some of them just ask for it, I guess. So either way, all right. Hopefully this is helpful for somebody out there. I know it's kind of disturbing, but I figured it needed to be put out there. So putting it out there. Hopefully, we'll start putting a healing energy and put an end to it. I don't know if all of it was. I mean, who knows? I mean, it's so much. It's been around for such thousands of years. It's not something that ends over time, but who knows? So maybe you can help one person at least. So, or just maybe look worse, but either way, you can't win anyway, right? So, all right, much love, everyone. Blessings, and talk to you again soon. Take care.